You know that moment when your paycheck comes in and somehow it already feels gone? Not after a vacation, not after a luxury purchase, just normal life. Groceries, car payment, rent, subscriptions, debt. And suddenly your income feels smaller than it actually is. Most people think this is an income problem, but for a lot of households, it is actually a structure problem. The paycheck is not disappearing because you made one bad decision. It is disappearing because too many decisions were already made before the money arrived. This is where the 55% rule matters. If more than 55% of your take-home pay is already committed to fixed costs, your paycheck will feel small no matter how hard you work. Fixed costs are the payments that leave before you get to choose. Housing, car payments, insurance, debt, subscriptions, phone bills, minimum payments, anything automatic or unavoidable. Think of it like a pressure gauge. Under 45%, your money system has breathing room. From 45% to 55%, things are manageable but tight. From 55% to 65%, you are in the pressure zone. Above 65%, you are not really controlling your paycheck anymore. Your paycheck is controlling you. And this is why two people can earn the same income and feel completely different. One person earns $5,000 a month and feels stable. Another earns $5,000 a month and feels trapped. The difference is not always income. The difference is how much of that income is already spoken for. Imagine you bring home $5,000 a month. If 55% is already committed, $2,750 is gone before groceries, gas, kids, emergencies, repairs, gifts, eating out, or investing. That leaves $2,250 for everything that makes life unpredictable. That is why the paycheck feels small. Not because $5,000 is nothing, because the money has no breathing room. And this is not just a feeling. In the average household budget, housing and transportation are usually the biggest pressure points. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, housing and transportation together accounted for over half of average U.S. household spending in 2024. So when your rent, mortgage, car, gas, insurance, and debt are too high, the rest of your life gets squeezed. This is why car payments are so dangerous. Experian reported the average new vehicle payment reached $767 per month in Q4 2025. On a $5,000 monthly take-home income, that one payment alone is more than 15% of the entire paycheck. Add insurance, gas, maintenance, parking, and repairs, and the car is not transportation anymore. It becomes a paycheck anchor. Then comes the part nobody plans for. A medical bill, a broken appliance, a car repair, a school expense, a family obligation. Bankrate's 2026 Emergency Savings Report found that only 47% of Americans said they had enough liquidity or access to funds to cover a $1,000 emergency expense. That is why the 55% line matters. Because once fixed costs are too high, even a normal emergency starts feeling like a crisis. This is also why raises often do not fix the problem. People get more income, then immediately upgrade the fixed cost structure around their life. A bigger car, bigger rent, more subscriptions, higher minimum payments, more payment plans. The income goes up, but the breathing room stays the same. That is lifestyle inflation wearing a business suit. And this is where most people make the wrong move. They try to budget harder inside a broken system. They cut coffee. They feel guilty about groceries. They blame themselves for small purchases. But the real damage is usually not the $6 coffee. It is the fixed payment that leaves every month whether you are happy, tired, stressed, sick, or broke. The fix is not to shame yourself. The fix is to redesign the system. First, list every payment that leaves automatically. Housing, car, insurance, debt, phone, subscriptions, minimum payments, memberships, payment plans. Second, cancel the quiet leaks, unused apps, duplicate services, upgrade plans, subscriptions you forgot about, monthly charges that are too small to notice but big enough to weaken your cash flow. Third, attack high-interest debt because it steals future cash flow. Fourth, keep housing and car costs controlled because those two categories usually do the most damage. And fifth, automate investing before lifestyle gets access to the leftovers. When your fixed costs drop below the danger zone, your paycheck starts feeling bigger without your boss giving you a raise. You get margin. You get choices. You get money to invest. You stop reacting to every bill like an emergency. That is the real goal. Not just earning more, keeping more control over every dollar that enters your life. The 55% rule is simple. If more than 55% of your take-home pay is already spoken for, your paycheck will always feel smaller than it should. Fix the structure first, then increase income, then invest the gap. That is how money starts working like a system. Subscribe to WealthFrame if you want the next step: how to build the 3-account setup that fixes your money flow automatically.